Welcome to episode 8 of the we don't call it mainly wrestling, the Mainly Golf Show. I'm Jack Milner, joined by the Sticky Bandits with Hep and Marv. We're here to, well, first of all, the floor's going to be Marv's because, Marv, you've kind of given Rory McIlroy a bit of a stick in terms of, I think you put him up as your late every single week. And Rory McIlroy, once again, a winner on tour.
I know that's it. Rory's major this year, wasn't it, for him? The Zurich Classic of New Orleans.
We're
No, no,
back, baby.
fair play to him that he converted, but I think it's more a case of if he hadn't converted, do you know what I mean? They got over the line, and was it the boys' trip that they didn't know that they needed, that they've come out and said. But they said look at the field. You're second and third, and who are these people behind? Ramy and Trainer,
Who the fuck
Bre
is Dominic Dale?
Bremen Hubbard. It's yeah,
Put a bit
you
of
know
respect to the name of Mark
it,
Hubbard, please. Ranked. I
you
don't
know
think he's
it.
ever got to the
I
FedEx
think
Cup
the one thing I
playoffs.
will say is McIlroy finished the job off. Lowry, on the other hand, his tee shot on 17 was a big banana slice. It was his second shot into 18 in the playoff.
Was a very good shot by
It,
Rory.
and
Rory's third at 18 was very, very good.
and that's exactly so. I think Lowry owes a lot to McIlroy. Um, but I can't get too excited about yesterday's golf.
Yeah, I don't think you
I,
can trust Larry still. Like all this stroke skate, the approach all looks great, but he doesn't have it to finish at the moment, and his putting's not there. He can miss
but
anything.
contrastingly, do you think something like this might have Rory? I'd say Rory and Shane both have always seemed like confident players, right? Rory in particular. You know when Rory's playing well because those hips start going, he starts strutting down fairways. He. Shane's very similar, but I think Shane's almost like a bit more understated. I think if you look at the celebration, right, he obviously meant a lot to them, and again, we said they took the wives out and the families were there, and I think he said the wives were on the piss all day drinking wine and went out celebrating afterwards. But you imagine that's a bit of a weight off Shane more so that Rory will win tournaments and Rory's still the guy, especially in Europe. Shane, there's kind of pressure on him from the Ryder Cup last year. He's an Open champion, and I don't think he's won in what three. He last won at Wentworth, maybe 2 years ago. It could be a bit of a weight off his shoulders.
Yeah, I mean, he obviously doesn't have the pressure that Rory has in the media and expectations, and I'd be surprised if it turned Larry around. I could definitely see it being a boost to Rory, just enough of a win to take the heat off him, but not a real win. Um,
Why not a
yeah,
real win?
well, as Marv was saying, it's not a real event. I think you have shot tracker or
Tell that to
anything.
the
Like,
people in Louisiana. They were getting behind it. I think I sent you a clip
I mean,
earlier.
why is Zurich paying for this? Of all the good tournaments you could have, they get stuck with this. Like, literally no one cares about. Like, everyone takes a week off from golf betting and DFS, and yeah, no one, no
You
one,
did no
no one's
DraftKings teams
following it.
this week?
I did a couple, did I?
Well, you know what I mean. Everyone takes the week off from DraftKings. You have two teams,
Well, if everyone's taking a
really?
week off, there's a chance of it.
But the point is, like, I mean, Zurich sponsored it because I think they sponsored it for a very long time. I think they get a good rate. Let's be honest, they're not paying what you'd pay for the FedEx Cup or
Yeah,
the
that
Genesis
might
or
be
whatever.
that might be a little bit.
And
Yeah.
they're connected to a lot of charities around there, by all accounts. Marv, you mentioned that it's Rory's got his major. What do you think the reaction would have been if they hadn't got it done yesterday?
Well, that's the thing, isn't it? If they win, we can still slate them. And because of that, they've not ran away with the tournament. And if they hadn't have won, we'd slate them even harder.
This is
Um,
like a one to this is like
We're
a
not
what like
slate.
a one to
We're not
two shot for
slating.
O'Brien.
they couldn't win. That's it. And whether if you look down the list, yes, there's Morikawa in there. There's a couple of big names, and maybe the tournament needed a type of McIlroy. Else, nobody would have tuned in to watch. But I think it does show that McIlroy's far more comfortable in the team environment. A bit of the Ryder Cup style. And I think that's where he is when it comes to individual tournaments.
Live rumors, live.
That well,
Say, is that what you should have said,
exactly.
Marvy?
Team
dropping
tournaments. Yeah. There you go, McIlroy, on your way. It's
Marv's just desperate to get rid of him.
outing
no,
some
I think
information here.
I think the one, as he's saying, I think golf needs an individual that people can warm to and that also people can cheer against. So McIlroy is that.
Why would you
but
cheer against him?
He's
Nobody
he's-
was cheering against him.
I
Everyone
was.
cheering on for him. The narrative from
But-
the PGA Tour broadcast as well on I think it was CBS, right? They were really hoping. Let's be honest, Rory and Shane won. Even Sky, I know Sky's always a bit biased, but they were what 3 behind going into the last round. I think 21 under. They were still like 4-1 going into the last round. They got price, so they weren't exactly shoo-ins, but
Gives us to talk about, don't it? They don't know anything to say about Ramey and Trader. Like, how are we going to talk 20 minutes about when they win?
The way they played the playoff hole, I thought, is this a couple of amateurs that have just sneaked on the course for a back nine? I think what 60 was this? 63 in the round 4. Was it what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't believe they
had
had
a
a
couple
putt
of
bogeys as well.
to tie the hole. Like
that's
as soon as that chip missed, I thought, oh well, that's it, it's over. But I was surprised
Do you know what it reminded me of, Marv? It reminded us when we'd go play 5-a-side at Soccer City. We'd then go down to that place by the UCI, get a nice chicken burger, a couple of beers, and then, I've got to play the Sports Centre now.
Oh, yeah. Come on, William. Come on, William. We've got. I'm going to stay here. I'm going to stay here.
You barely move. The NFL's on.
Exactly.
Get them Nobby's nuts out. It's like they just didn't know for 2 hours, and then
Nobby's chili nuts.
Beautiful, then, weren't they? Nobby McBusted.
I was going to say, I think was it Bremen Hubbard that they nearly hold the putt to get in the playoff.
They nearly made an albatross at 16.
So
Brem made that unbelievable tee shot.
And I think was it that did they say that the the winners will get a 2-year exemption on the tour? So, for the likes of Ramy and Trainer or Bremen Hubbard, that would have been huge, wouldn't it?
It's basically like for them in our punting terms, if they were to get a 2-year exemption, they've basically got like a £50 free bet on Skype from Skybet every week. Just you've got to get out of jail free. All they need is a couple of good weeks, and then you've earned like 1.4 million, whatever it is. Earn your tour card for another year, stays on. And you got another 10 free spins. You know what I mean? It's that free pass. So the money, I don't think would necessarily be as important as that exemption is.
Oh well, that's it. And
it's unreal.
I think even for those that your kind of future or your short-term future is secure, then. I know some people thrive on the edge of, well, if I don't make the cut, I'm done or whatever. But
you'd argue go ahead.
As I say, in that Full Swing documentary, it would have been nicer to see a bit more for these players because obviously, we saw how much it meant to Malnati a few weeks ago, getting his first win in 10 years, and get that 2-year exemption and all of that lot. Like rather than following Fitz and JT and like. Show us some of the guys striving to grinding to make a cut.
I think it's just unfortunate maybe that Ramy and Trainer, I do believe that they finished that round and maybe it was the round of their lives playing foursomes and shooting 63, and they thought, look, we've had a big payday, we're not going to finish first, so and they'd have been on the range, wouldn't they? They wouldn't have been chilling out in the clubhouse sinking a few pints. I'm sure they were. So, when they came to the playoff, they just looked,
rusty carrot. Yeah, they're just rusty, weren't they?
They did.
Rushed. They're like Hep's beard. But I mean, to be fair, they've gone and posted 25 unders. The final round leaders have gone out of 24 under. There's another team, was it Lister Norlander, were maybe 23. How do you think that's going to hold? Especially when you've got Rory and you've got a few of the big teams, Dietrich and McIntyre again. They should have finished a lot higher, but anyway, Tom Dietrich. I don't blame them. And if you asked them, right, before the final round, would you take a playoff loss? I'd take it now. Was it $500,000? Was it $500,000 each?
Yep.
I mean, compare that to what you said there, Heb, about the Full Swing documentary. We were looking earlier about. I remember we mentioned a few weeks ago Rafa Cabrera Bello. He's in good form. He's missed 7 cuts in a row. They're playing in China this week. Where were they last week? They're in Japan. The week before, they've been in India. You've got to go, get on the range, practice for 2, 3 days, having traveled to a new country, check in at a hotel, pack your stuff, get your clubs, miss the cup,
Economy seat.
travel again to another new country. It must be so demoralizing. It's the same in poker, right? You see these guys who, if you're going through a really bad run playing at these high stakes, big MTT poker tournaments, you're doing your brains, you think. Mentally, I imagine it's so demanding, much more than physical, playing 18 holes and then going to the range, whatever. But it must be brutal. God, I won't be able to do it.
Yeah, definitely. It's a part of you thinks, yeah, it's a shame they just didn't. It'd been a nice story to, because it's also shit on McIlroy and Lowry for getting done by a couple of insurance salesmen.
Insurance salesman. No disrespect to any insurance salesman out there. Was there anyone out there who caught your attention this week, or is it just a case of you, as if you're looking at this from a form perspective and looking forward to potential, bets or DraftKings, you just put a line through it?
Without analysing it in detail, because again, McIlroy could have played awesome this week and Lowry was just horrendous, but McIlroy got Lowry over the line. But yeah, without looking in any detail, which I haven't done. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, and unfortunately, there's no shot tracker data to see like who carried each other in the pairs or anything like that. And apparently, that was down because they're testing the new system to get it ready for the President's Cup. Okay. And this is the only team event they have to actually like test shot tracker 2.0. So hopefully, there'll be some improvements coming by. I don't know when the President's Cup is, sometime in July, something like that. But
I think they might even stage it after the end of the season, similar time of.
I think it's after the is it not after the
Cup playoffs? I would
Cup week.
Yeah, it's that type of end of season. I suppose the only thing you could say is that we trash McIlroy and Lowry for sneaking the win, but how many shots were Cantley and Schauffele back? They were 7. They were only 18 under, tied 23rd.
They went in the water.
That's two big names, isn't it?
But Marv, they were lucky to make bogey on the Saturday. They were in Cantley's tee shot at 18. No, so both foursomes, Cantley was wet off the tee both days. They were lucky to make bogey on the Friday. I think they made double on Sunday. But Cantley just never looks. The team type of environment. It's supposed to be a bit more informal, right? Supposed to have you're out playing golf with your mates. He just looks like such a miserable bastard. Even like he just watched Xander like drain off 15 feet. Yeah, nice putt.
Yeah, I mean,
let's go. Just give me something.
I mean, this is the guy who booked his wedding the day after the Ryder Cup. I mean, fuck you. Like,
everyone's nearby.
I'm not going to have any drinks, lads. I'm going to have an early night. I'm going to get back for that wedding.
That's the craziest. What is that? The craziest thing that a sports person could ever do?
Can you imagine like telling your missus like you booked for the wedding the day after the Champions League final? Like what? Yeah, well, we're in Barcelona already. You know me. Might as well. We're all close.
One, she can't be happy, and two, like your team.
Exactly.
Pleasing nobody.
What a somber atmosphere, right? I'm presuming like all these Ryder Cup teammates are there. You just been beat the day before.
Yeah,
that's a bit of a shine off it, doesn't it? Weird. Anyway, we'll put a line through that. We move on to this week. It's the CJ Cup, which is also known as the Byron Nelson. Was it Byron Nelson Trophy? Byron Nelson Tournament. It's in Dallas, Texas, so naturally, Jordan Spieth is favorite. If anybody has watched Jordan Spieth play golf the last 3 or 4 months, the last 3 or 4 years, if you want to back Jordan Spieth at 12 to 1, I'll offer you better odds on that because that is insane. Like, have you made the point earlier off air? There's less dangers, right? And given how Jordan sprays it around like a 21-year-old Michael Pell, that might be one thing in his favor. However, he wouldn't be for me. Marv, you've done a bit of research for once in your life.
It's not going to help me though, is it?
Well, I mean, unless you've been shining that trusty pin, I'm guessing you wouldn't be backing Jordan Spieth at 14 to 1.
No, I said to me that, the last three winners, 23 under, 26, 25. I really wouldn't be surprised if a big price winner, anybody could win it. Someone turns up, streaky player, puts 4 rounds together, minimal trouble on the course. I don't think there's really any. It's hard to narrow it down, and my picks are the bigger prices. Could not have John Spieth at that at all. Not,
Right. Well, you're teasing this out, so I will give you a brief interlude to Hep. There's a few here that you are fond of. KH Lee's a two-time winner. Tom Hoge, if he can string 3 out of 4 rounds rather than three together, right? He'd be a
Not
big
doing
price of
it. Not
33s
doing it.
given his tee to green form. I mentioned earlier Ryan Fox and Gary Kigo had a very good couple of rounds, South African and a Kiwi. Anything in a prime. Alex, look, we joke about him. Cheese toast himself, Alejandro, 100 to 1. He shot what, a 64? Third round of the Houston Open.
Yeah, it's not bad for Toaster. I mean,
There's
definitely
players out there at prices.
Yeah, I definitely stay away from Hoagie. Like his accuracy off the tee is just not worth it here. Like Marv said, there's very little rough, very little trouble. You can sort of hit as far as you want. You don't have to worry about being accurate. So yeah, Hoagie's not in it for me. I'm not backing him, but yeah, you got to think Siwoo Kim and
Who did you put up last week with your 10 point set? Remind the listeners.
like nobody that made the cut. It was Garcia and Liv who finished like
It was only
40th.
40 teams.
Yeah, he finished 40th. And then I had
I forgot you
Figala
to say,
and
Joe.
Zalatoris who missed the cut. And then
Tigala and Zalatoris, they bogeyed through the last five. I was watching it. They bogeyed through the last 5 holes. They played awful.
and then I had Suin Hoi who also missed the cut. So yeah, not a good week for Hep.
Have you got any points back from your point stakes yet?
I got Ludwig each place in the Masters. No, that's it.
Hey, we'll do that profit and loss very shortly.
Should have had more. Well, Mitchell fucked me over.
Right, so who are your picks this week then? You've got money to recoup.
I'm going back to Mitchell. I'm doing it.
You said you'd never back him ever again.
I know, but
it's like some very angry messages that Sunday evening.
So for the season, he's 6th off the tee and 11th in approach. This is another course where you have to hit like 175-yard approach shots, and he's I don't know why he's top 20 there again, as he was like a few weeks ago when I put him up. Bet 365. A top prices at 40s. I'm hoping he's not in the final group on Sunday and he can do a Remy and Trainer.
I'm hoping Jamie Spencer's riding him.
I mean, if he's in the final group, he's fucked. But hopefully, he can be in the second to third last group and post a score. So yeah, Mitchell at 40s, and then my other pick is much longer odds. Bud Cauley at 110s. Something like that.
Bud Cauley played. He's another one. He's another one where he played very well a couple of weeks ago. If he gets anywhere near the top of the leaderboard, he's our scores.
Yeah, Southern boy, like him down here in the south in Texas. Another one that is 25th in approach for the season. That's everybody, not just people playing this week. And 67th off the tee, so bit of a weakness off the tee, but hopefully his, like we said, the wide open fairways and the lack of danger can mitigate that somewhat. So, yeah, Mitchell, I'll go. Was it 2.5 each way, and then 2.5 each way on Bud Cauley?
Wow,
125s on Unibet.
I should have put you out of trouble. Can respect it. Marv, and then you've done your stats. You won't be back in Jordan Spieth. Where will your 10 points be going?
So I started off, to be honest, trying to find as big a price as possible that I could argue that might have. Now the two names that came up to start with were Ryan Palmer and CT Pan at 100 to 1 each. But I can't go with them. I just don't think that they're gonna. I can't trust them enough. If you can ever trust anybody at 100 to 1. So I actually am going against Hep. My number one pick is Tom Hoge this week. At 40 to 1. He is second in strokes gained approach. behind
Stato.
only Scotty Scheffler, and he is fifth in the birdie to bogey ratio, and he might have burnt Hep in the past, but I just think that you have to you can't be middle of the fairway, middle of the green, two putt. You have to be risking birdies and bogeys here because you got to go low. There's no playing it safe. So yeah, Tom Hoge is my main
Do you want
selection.
a Mitchell versus Hoagie side bet?
For a bag of cheesy puffs.
Yeah.
For a bag of Nobby's nuts.
Cheesy puffs and Nobby's nuts.
Those nuts are beautiful, actually. Oh.
So my second selection is Seamus Power at 66 to 1.
He's going to be excited by the Irish boys winning last week. It inspired
him. So nothing too stands out like Hoagie does, but I fancied him a little bit more than said Palmer and Pannon. So I will go with 3 points each way on Hoagie and 2 points each way on Power. So 40 to 1 and 66 to 1.
And again, it's the type of tournament where there are places around. If you look around, Sky Bet 8, Paddy Power 8, Buddy Mill 8, Coral 10. It's very hard to make a claim like Jordan Spieth. Okay, he's got a great record in Dallas. Siwoo Kim, mentioned, Korean players in particular seem to do well here. Sun Kang's a former winner. KH Lee, he's not Korean. He's of Korean descent. He's a two-time winner. Sang Moon Bae has won here. I think Sung James played well here before. Ben Ann's another one who's been nibbled already this week. But it's very hard to kind of, I don't know, I have a lot of confidence in someone at 18, 20, 25 to 1. I'm with you. I think you've got to put darts at, when it is, this will turn into a lot of a crapshoot at the weekend. What is it? Who goes low? If you look at last year, we were looking through the previous results. Scotty opened up 64-64, was 1,400 leading, and somehow shot 71. Birdie fest, right, and Scheffler goes level par on the Saturday. Tries to make up for it on the Sunday, finishes 600, loses by 3. So it's one of those where you need a lot of luck. I don't have a strong opinion. If I'm going to throw any darts, I really like the way Ryan Fox and Gary Higgo battled to finish, I think, tied 5th in the end on Sunday. Foxy's monstrously long. Kiwi, he's only just moved to the PGA Tour this year. I think he's 80 to 1 with 6 places. I really like Ryan Fox. Are
you talking about his golf game here, Twig?
What did I say?
He's long.
I have no idea what I say.
Monstrously
long. He's not midden, is he? It's 2 minutes, big long stick.
Does Fox play against the mat?
And I'll also say Garrick Higgo's another one. He's only like 23, 24, but he's a proven winner, admittedly, on the DP World Tour. He's only been on tour in America for 18 months, but he's slowly acclimatizing himself. He does make a lot of errors, but you'll forgive me here. This is one of the types of course. It's not a Pete Dye course, is it?
TPC, I think.
So it's wide. Yeah. You can make a lot of mistakes. You won't necessarily be penalized as harsh as you would say someone like Augusta. So you're looking at someone make a lot of birdies, maybe a couple of eagles. 3 points each.
Fox had a great first round at the Masters, didn't he?
He was up there, wasn't he? Yeah. And then obviously I think he struggled around A-man corner like a lot of us. Yeah. But yeah, 3 points each way, Fox at 80s and 2 points each way, he got 100s. I think this type of week is where you've got to throw darts at big prices, and you just want someone at a price to be in contention on Sunday, don't you? You don't realize you're asking a lot to be back in someone at 16s, 18s, and the 3 clear with a round to go. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, I think it's Willie Z's the only one I'm scared of at the top. Like Spieth, not all. Kim, maybe a little bit. Day, no. Im, no. Noren, 6th favorite, no. Scott, no. Minwoo, he's got the game for this, but he hasn't been playing particularly well this season. Benny Ann, a little bit, but doesn't put enough. Probably won't make enough birdies. Tom Kim hasn't been playing well.
Tom Kim was a lot better. I know you've liked Tom Kim for a long time. He was much better, I think, 2 weeks ago, right? I think he closed with a low round in they all run together. Where did Scheffler win last?
Heritage.
Yeah.
Heritage. I think he finished 7. He finished with a 64 to finish maybe top 10. So, and he's been nibbled this week. He's still 30-1 with 365. I mean, would you be backing Steven Yeager at 33-1? I'd really struggle. But Min Woo Lee would be a sleeper because he, as Marv said, he's one of those like streaky types of players who will reel off these little runs of 6 under through 7.
Yeah.
You think how on earth is he now tied through T3?
If you want a player to bomb it with no worry about accuracy, then yeah, Min Woo's your guy. But his best finish so far this season is, come on, Lord, you bastard.
And I think from what I've seen before, I mean, Alex Noren is I won't call him a fraud, but he's one of them who he won a few tournaments he won at Wentworth. Oh God, when Brandon Grace should have absolutely hosed up. I want to say 2017. He got a lot of world ranking points, and then because he got so many world ranking points, he got into all the WGCs, he got into all the majors, and just by turning up, you get more ranking points, and it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. Why the people like Sergio, right, and McDowell and Poulter, they stuck around for so long because the system is kind of skewed toward those who've done well and then just hang around. So, like, fair play to him for making a good living. It's just, like Adam Scott. When has Adam Scott done anything of note where you think, fucking hell, he should have won last week? No, but he turns up, finishes tied 12th or tied 7th.
I don't think he's won for at least 4 or maybe 5 years.
I'd say longer.
Adam Scott. Yeah.
Isn't he like he's on this players committee, so he gets into all the special invites.
Oh yes, system works. Vote for me
that
to be
Tom Bowler again.
Vote for me to be an indie councillor. I'll sort this place out. Oh yes. Jobs for the boys. No, it's a shambles.
He won the Genesis Invitational in February 2020, but before that, his last win on the PGA Tour was 2016. I think he has won the Australian PGA in 2019, but yeah, he's Adam
Twice
Smith.
In 8 years.
Adam Smith. He's just he's kind of fallen off a cliff, hasn't he? Really, he's not that young anymore, is he? He's
45.
43.
The more I look at it, the more it's a Mitchell
around
week.
a long time.
I don't want it to be a Mitchell week.
Imagine if it was a Tom Bogey week.
Such a hypocrite. You said you would never ever go near him ever again.
I know, but it's a Mitchell week. Like, you're just reading through the names. There's no one below him, and then he's 6 off the tee and 11th in approach. Like, and yeah, Bet 365, the only ones offering 40s. Everyone's down to 35, 33s. It's, Keith, you do it to me.
I'm trying to find the actual. You shouting at Peter Man that. What a joke! I strongly consider the £430 payout.
Has Keith Mitchell ever won on tour?
I think so. He definitely won it because I've always been against him. He lost 7 shots putting. He lost 7 shots putting in the final round. You're tipping this guy's out. Oh no, that was JT. That was my tip. Anyway.
No, yeah. He's got 1 professional win in 10 years, which was.
So that's the headline pick of Hep.
He won the Honda in 2019. Good course, not a joke. Not a joke tournament.
Oh, look at that runner-up, Brooks Koepka. Well, he must be good.
And Ricky.
Going like a few years, like, hey, he won the Zurich Classic.
Best ever major finish, T20, in about 12 attempts.
Would you have a look at anything? There's the Live Golf's in Singapore, I believe. The DP World Tour's in China. Marvy, would you have an opinion on either?
I didn't even know they were playing. So the answer is no.
Thing about Live, it's just the same odds every week, isn't it? Because obviously it's the same players.
It's just wait, what country are we in? Australia.
Yeah.
Put Cam Smith a few points
Yeah.
lower.
So it's like if I backed Bryson last week at 18s, then I'm going to back Bryson again this week at 18s.
It's like playing the same roulette numbers, right? I can't ditch 32 now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
right.
zero game, baby.
The only interest I would say the only interest I'd have in Liv is just being curious, maybe how DeChambeau was playing just in view of the PGA coming up. Whether you could even class his Liv forms, or whether you'd throw that out anyway.
The only thing is, the coverage of Liv is brilliant, right? They have everyone's score on the left-hand side, what hole they're in, and they have no ads, and they go quite snappily the different holes. I think our boy Kenny Kim made the point about it, saying he was watching both tournaments at the same time. Said the PGA Tour coverage, especially in America on I want to say CBS, right, is appalling. Like they'll go to an ad like every 5 minutes, or they'll show like 2-3 shots of golf. And then anyway, here's so and so plug in the sponsors for the week, or here's the founder, here's the AM Risk Reward. Just show some fucking golf. Like what are we doing
the
here?
chairman of Zurich for half an hour.
Yeah, it is
The
maybe
big bald guy. Yeah,
show me the fucking golf.
And it's I think it's probably the old maybe traditional way of, as you say, maybe Liv are trying to do something different, which.
But and Liv aren't like a business in the sense of they are. I know you could argue the PGA Tour is a non-profit, whatever, but the PGA are trying to be run like a business, right? We have these sponsors. We are trying to bring in revenue.
They have limits at least to stick inside of, haven't they? They're not unlimited.
But Liv don't have to try to gain any seemingly like compensation back for fair play. Anyway, the DP World Tour is in China.
T26 mark last week in Adelaide.
Hey, one more for a few weeks.
That Burmeister's the guy in form on Liv. I think if you're gonna take a bet, he's had a
big hit in Safa.
Yeah, I don't know anything about the Singapore.
2 years ago, I remember I was working at this when I was at William Hill. I'm watching the last round, and I've got him. I'd stuck him in running at 10-1 with two horses that both won, and it's him and a guy called Sean. He's 4s on with 4 to play. And he finishes like bogey, par, bogey, loses by 1. I'm like, fucking, I can never back him again. I can never. And the guy, I'm sat with a guy, you know what I mean, man? There are these people who know nothing about betting or golf playing. And then Dean Burmeister, the guy you said, well, 4-1. Why are you playing shit? I don't know. Jordan, we shut the fuck up. Like, don't need this right now. What, if he said it at the bunker, does that mean it's good? No, it doesn't mean it's good. You know it doesn't mean it's good. Shut the fuck up.
It's on the beach.
Why is he taking his bucket and spade with him? Berkey would do that watching golf. Oh, he might as well go in there with his bucket and spade, lad. He's getting Berkey, not now. Yeah, so I wouldn't be looking at Liv. If you're looking at DP World Tour, Haitong League's very short just because it's in China. It's a poor tournament. Like the thing is, so many bottle jobs. You just try and back somebody at a price. Someone like an Andy Sullivan or a Joel Gerbach who's been nibbled already today. Manacero played very poorly last week, but he's already won on. He looks better than ever this year. But nobody's watching the Volvo China Open.
Why is Nakajima not there?
Because he's a superstar in Japan already. He's taking the week off. Like he earned his yen, and if you watch him play, like he didn't hold a putt all day on Friday. I think he started with a 4-under. He was immediately tournament favourite. I think he shot 1 under, and that was with birdie in 18 on Friday. 5 under on 5 under on Saturday. Again, he's got in 92 third favourite. He was 3 over 316, 3 bogeys, 13 pars. Just didn't hold anything again. But his technique is flawless. He will win big tournaments. And I'm saying that so I can clip it up next year when he actually does win. Trying to look at the timestamp here, 38:44.
Rafa's at 200. Mentioned him earlier. Get a little mention bounce.
Yeah, I'm worried about Rafa Carrera's mental health. I'm not going to be backing him. God, poor Rafa. That's still one of those mysteries. How he won the Scottish Open in 2016, 2017. Callum Shinkwin was tied. I think Rafa was in the clubhouse. I say -12. Callum Shinkwin in par 5, 18. In 2 gets there to like 8 yards. Like 8 yards, and he's in the fringe. Chips it to 5 feet, misses, goes to a playoff, and like hooks his tee shot more or less out of bounds. Rafa wins by 1. He wins at the first playoff hole. That's just, and I think I had like something like 20 quid on him at 5 to 1 in running. I felt so guilty. But you know,
I've just scrolled down to the bottom of that China Open board. There's like 30 Chinese people that are all 1,000 to 1 plus. How bad are these going to be?
probably worth like a 5 each way. One of them do well.
Well, what? There must be 20, 25 of them, all 1,000 plus. Like,
Not tempted.
no, I'll pass.
Any recommendations DraftKings wise this week for anyone playing? Who will be in the Hep lineups?
Keith, obviously.
Of course he is.
Hep, you have to for Hoagie, and even if
It's
even
I mean, Bezzy finished tied 7th again this week. Of course he did. Like never in danger of winning.
I'm not Hoagie. McIntyre, I did bet on McIntyre as well, but he got beat out by Corley as my 100 to 1 shot.
Bob played well last week. Played very, very well.
Yeah, and again, just he can spray off the tee without much worry. So yeah, McIntyre.
I'm guessing Marv doesn't like it. Marv, you don't like fat golfers, do you?
Yeah, it depends. Well, nah, I ain't got. Look, Lowry. I don't know. Lowry.
You call Bob Shane? What do you call him? That fine figure of a man, Shane Lowry. Winner, baby.
Well, yeah. I don't know. I said certainly for DraftKings, I'd be throwing in. I wouldn't be too bothered about anybody that's very volatile. The more volatile, the better, to be honest. And if you catch them right, you'd rather take a birdie and a bogey than a par, wouldn't you? That's just based on the scoring. So yeah, definitely a week to be as volatile as possible. I think.
And I think from a scoring perspective, right? You wouldn't go near those. You imagine Jordan's going to be what, about 10.4, 10.6?
Yeah, you probably want to leave some money on the table.
Would you pack Siwoo Kim at 10 million?
10 million
for a day, about 9.9 was out. You'll know them. I've not seen them yet. It'd be one way. I'd be backing like the next, rather than ignoring like the first 7 or 8. I'd be going at the next 7 or 8.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to spend my whole salary and just avoid some at the top, and then just try and get a load of.
And then hope that other people go for them and they get wiped out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
any other thoughts for this week or beyond? Have we added
10,900?
I said 10.6. I was being complimentary. Any more additions to the anti-post portfolio? It's what, 3 weeks to the PGA? Do we? Is anyone on Meredith? What
I think it's 2, but not too top.
Scotty's been all the 4-1 Scheffler's gone for the PGA now. He's more or less 3.72. I can't believe he's been cut in the week with that. Have people just been watching the Zurich Classic going, fucking hell?
Is this
really
it?
Is this what he's going to beat? Scheffler on 4 hours sleep is going to beat these puddings. Rory's actually been pushed out by bet the PGA. Hey, they pushed him out to 12s from 10s.
Nice.
I
think I'm just happy with my Wyndham Clark and Bryson. Yeah, I don't think
Paddy Power a 3-1 Scheffler for the PGA. That's so low.
Insane. And there is a real risk of if the baby's not there, then.
I mean, here's what happens.
Always late though, isn't it?
Here's what happens. They induce them. If there's no signs, they induce them at 39 weeks.
I don't know when the 39 weeks is, but
she was due. Well, he won the Masters, right? And they said she was due in like 2 to 3 weeks.
I think end of April was.
So what will happen is she will probably gets induced next week.
Fair enough.
I mean, is it just me? Like, would she not be guilt tripping and going, fucking off already? Like, Just a
I'll go
baby,
win
eh?
another. I'll go win another 4 million.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
yeah, exactly.
Like, see, I know where your priorities lie. Like, it's my
He's
job.
already won 16 million this year, so like he could probably
You
have
don't need the money,
probably
do
miss
you?
a tournament or two.
Paternity leave, dickhead.
Well,
4 weeks.
He's won more than second and third place combined this year so far.
It would be class if he pulled that, wouldn't it? Just you'd see everyone just absolutely slashed.
Yeah, I mean, if he teed off and then pulled out at some point, like
Yeah, he should have pulled out 9 months ago. Anyway, Shane Lowry is Lowry's actually been pushed out for the PGA by a few firms after the weekend, which is kind of funny. Paddy Power pushed him up to 50s from 40s. Betfair the same. Star Sports can't make their mind up. Any more thoughts on the week before we wrap up? You quite confident going to this week, or is it just a case of it's basically Scotty's world and everyone else is just living in it?
Keith Mitchell, baby.
Yeah, look, I am gonna actually show your screen. I'm gonna screenshot your messages when he plays shit at the weekend and you get frustrated again.
Yeah, let him go to the lead with a round to go and then to fall in a hole again.
As long as I get some cheesy
As-
puffs or whatever
He-
it was,
as
I
long
got
as-
his nuts out of it.
Get that finger on that cash out button. You know,
Yeah, that's what I mean. As long as he can cash out.
Keith, I'll pay for a new bathroom this month. Don't
Well, I was
cost
gonna
me.
tell us all the latest price of XRP and Hedera. To refresh. That's another 20 quid lost. Excellent. Well done, Mr. Head.
I don't know who's been tipping them up.
As good as our golf picks.
And on that note, anyway, it's Garrick Higo and Ryan Fox for me. Marv, who are you going for?
Tom Hoagie at 40-1 and Seamus Power 6-1.
And Hep's going for Keith Mitchell and not
Bud
Big Bob,
Cauley.
Bud Cauley. We've been the MainlyGolf Show. I've been Jack Milner, and we'll see you all very soon. Thanks and get good luck. What'd you say, Hep? Be lucky. Hi guys.
Be lucky. Hi,
Be
guys.
lucky.